Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and sand this down. And then we'll do some video footage on this thing. Then we'll do some other stuff. Let's take a look at that undercarriage real quick while it's drying. Well, since it should be dry by now. Remember, there was a big fat run right there. Hardly can see it. Kind of just goes away. A lot of that stuff does. You can see the repair, but at least it is protected. And that's what I'm looking for with this. You know, this thing is pretty solid now. I'd say it's pretty much safe at this point. I mean, it's definitely safe, but it's pretty solid at this point. And I'd say it's in the something that I would keep now. I don't sell anything. Eventually I'm going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it like as soon as I get it done. But you can see how that caulking is just like super hard. But it's still flexible. It doesn't have any silicones in it. And that looks really good under here. Even the corners. You can see that one. Yeah. It's all clean. We found out that the shocks, we took them off. They look terrible, but the actual shock, there was no leaking going on with them, and they still had really good, it really came back nice and slow. We felt like they were in pretty good shape, and I think they're original, so they probably give it a really cool ride. So one of the things I like about my Blue Bug is it has the Boge shocks on it, and they have a ride like none others that I've ever tried. Let's look at this side one over here. I don't know if I showed you guys this side. Yeah, look at how that looks. It looks really cool. Satin. It'll wash off really nice. It's hard. It's on there. You know, you can't peel it off at all. And it's a little bit kind of rubberized, just a little bit. Not quite like regular water-based paint, but not brittle like oil-based. So it's kind of neat. It's perfect for underneath where it looks good. And you, like I said, if you don't have the opportunity to use one of these things, spray can is better than nothing, for sure. You got the boots in. If you notice the seams, you don't want those right in the middle on the top. They should be forward a bit. Sometimes I twist them a little bit more than this even. At like halfway between straight up and sideways, 45-degree angle. Because if you have them right on the top, what happens is when the axle goes up, it makes it pull on the bottom and then rips it. So you want them a little bit forward. Forward is the best. You can put them to the back if you want, but we usually go forward like that. Another thing here, when you're putting your engine in, we notice these grommets here are still here, and they're in good. We're going to try and reuse them, And you do need some sort of a grommet because you don't want it to wear. Like if you put your wires through the hole here and it starts to move around and then wear through your wire, that'll eventually cause an engine fire or something like that. So we always put the grommets in. If we don't have the grommets, then what we'll do is we'll put silicone around here, center it, and then put silicone around it, and that'll do the same type of thing. We noticed the regulator was still Bosch. It was in here. We think it's good. We're going to try it. See? What do you guys think? So we do have a regulator on the other. We did save one, but we have one good generator, but we didn't have a good regulator anywhere. So usually I like to upgrade to the alternator kit. But if we have a good generator, we'll use it, especially if it has a Bosch regulator. And we'll try that. So cool. But yeah, that's why I'm saying, a lot of people, I was saying that, you know, God, that's a really crappy project. It's really beat up. But there was a lot of good things. One of the things is the wiring was in really good shape. And there's a lot of, the upper part was straight. You know, there's good and bad. You know, the bumpers were there. You know, there's a lot of positives, even though there was a lot of metal work to do. So we don't know what's in this trans. Pulled the oil out. It came out like super sludgy. So I don't know. We're just going to put oil in it and try it. We'll see. We'll talk to you a little bit later on it. All right. Let's paint this. Let's prime this stuff. Take a look at it. I want to say it's probably good enough after this. Got my respirator on. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks cool. Still got the little factory diagram on the regulator. Gas tanks in there. This guy's on here. We went ahead and kept the original one here. Not in bad shape. That won't hurt anything in there. So we just kept that. And the rubber's probably even better than the new ones. Got this on here. Do these in like 2 different pieces. I always cut them so you can take this piece back out. Some guys leave them in one piece. I can't stand when they do that. Alright, so we're wiring this thing up. You have to come back for the Will It Run. Check it out. We're about out of time for today. So we'll have to start this thing up tomorrow. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit, and then we'll go for a drive and see if the tranny works. Come back for that one. So got all these things here primed. I got the filler on this side. That side's got its final prime there. I got those things started primed there. A lot of little parts had to do. Had to weld up this thing on the bottom here. All I did was, there was a part of it that was all stripped out at the end. I just put a bunch of welds on there and then ground it down. Unfortunately, I didn't get that in the video for you guys. And then that fixed that. Those things are really expensive. I fixed the whole bottom of those by just taking a bolt and attaching the threaded portion, or using a threaded rod, all thread, and then grinding it flat on both sides so that you can use that for that little trick there. Got this part here all filled up, tapped down. It's a little wavy. We'll hope it didn't warp too bad from the welding. We'll get this thing here sanded in the next videos or something, and get that thing ready to prime. Almost ready for that now. So anyway, we'll come back for the Will It Run and check out the bus in action. Hopefully it drives down the road and the tranny's good. That'd be good news. Talk to you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.